Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano chart, also the Bitcoin chart, take a look at ADA USD, BTC USD and ADA BTC, and then we take a look at some news that have come out as well. Yesterday, just to sort of summarize, yesterday evening UK time, we had various cryptos basically all in the same category, you could call, all of them that were a bit late, that are a bit undervalued potentially at the moment, like Polkadot, like XRP and like ADA. They all seemed to break out at the same time, and I made a video about Polkadot to break above a key level, and it did that, and it held above that level. Then XRP tried to break above a key level, and I made a video and I said I was a bit skeptical because I didn't see the volume, and that actually came down again, which was accurate. And then ADA going up as well, while Ethereum was going up. And of course, suddenly Bitcoin dumped again. And first of all, it pulled XRP down, but then also ADA. So unfortunately, ADA didn't really manage to hold above that level again. It was a bit like, again, when these cryptos try to break out, then suddenly Bitcoin drops. It was very, very strange. But anyway, let's go to Bitcoin first. Bitcoin made a lower high, and if you remember my scenario that I showed you yesterday in the Bitcoin video, I said that we make a lower high here. We could even come up to the all-time high before we then have a larger, well, in terms of larger, maybe just a 10% correction, where we could come down to the range between 54 and 57k. So that was based on my Elliott Wave count. The thing is, was that already that lower high? It could be. It could be because this is a major lower high. You can see it. From here we could come down in a 5-wave move to that area between 54 and 57k. Now again, that's not guaranteed to happen. It's just a scenario that I showed you that is, for me, the most likely one, because a lot of the indicators for Bitcoin, not only the ones that we frequently talk here on the channel, like the RSI or like the MACD, are pretty much overheated and would not, in my opinion, support a move up to 100k or even higher for Bitcoin. But because some of the other indicators, like the Fear and Greed Index, they are just a bit overheated. So we would need a little bit of a cool down, and that works pretty well with the Elliott Wave count. So that's what pretty much I had prepared myself for, and I did say that. So it is a possibility that we are just preparing for that the bears are getting ready for that. What we see is that we still found support here at that ascending trend line, which I had on the chart for a while now. And this ascending trend line, if you remember, it's actually a channel within which we are trading, or were trading. We broke above that, and since then we've made that large head and shoulders here. You can see that. So we could really break down from here. Again, not guaranteed, but for me the most likely scenario. Now with that head and shoulders, we already had a head and shoulders here. That didn't break. Now we made a larger right shoulder. Now that hasn't broken yet. So it's just something to keep an eye on. What is certainly striking, that we came from down here, broke above that channel, made a high, a new higher high, made a new higher high, now made a lower high. So it is something important to watch out for. Yes, we found support at the support level, at that channel, but also the 20-day moving average is coming up, so that provided some support as well, which is quite good. I mean, I'm hoping for a good week for Bitcoin and the altcoins, but I just think it is a possibility. It is, for me, the most likely scenario. Now look at Cardano, because that was pretty much affected from that drop yesterday from Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin wasn't doing massively well, it was holding at around 62k yesterday. And that pushed ADA, because this was when Ethereum went up as well. Ethereum went up to around 4,300, which is when suddenly Bitcoin started to drop significantly. Now Ethereum has recovered since then quite a bit actually, and you can see that here on the 4-hour chart we found support at the 50 line for Ethereum and then continued to go up. But Cardano didn't really recover. Cardano actually dropped all the way from up here, which was a really good level. We were nearly at 220 yesterday. I watched it together with the Telegram members in the chat, But it was looking so good because we were finally breaking above the 20-day moving average again. The buyers were not ready yet because we dropped again. We dropped again, even though, for example, Polkadot didn't drop, although it did the breakout at the same time. So yeah, Cardano wasn't ready yet. Cardano dropped quite far from up there at around 220. Not quite 220, but it dropped all the way to down here 212, which was nearly a 3.5% drop. Now since then we've been recovering, making something like a small bear flag here, but really we're just moving sideways. So it is really hard to say. It looked a bit like an inverse head and shoulders here as well. Would have supported a push to the upside above that neckline at 220, but it failed. So again, we're going back to that, what I told you yesterday morning in the update video, that I think, before the Cardano 360 event tomorrow, maybe not much is going to happen because people might be waiting for some news, some outcomes. And I showed you that the volume of transaction went up on the Cardano, on Cardano. Looked at some of the on-chain metrics yesterday, and I think institutional investors are getting ready. They're starting to accumulate ADA because they expect something big. They expect a move to happen. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that Cardano 360 update. Again, looking at the indicators, not much has changed because we are just moving sideways here. And we can take a look at the 4-hour, but really you don't see much happening. And if there's a bit of up and down on the indicators, that doesn't really tell you a lot because we are in consolidation or in a range market where the indicators only have limited, they tell you only, a limited story because, in a sideways market, they just fluctuate a little bit. And the only thing that always strikes me here is that RSI on the daily, because the RSI, pretty much like the price action, it looks like it's coiling up for something big. And we've been talking about that for a while. You had this sort of a triangle on the RSI as well, which is just waiting for a breakout. So where are we on the in the triangle? As you can see, there really isn't much more space. I mean, I've been saying that for a while, then I had to extend it because suddenly a new trend line appeared. But yeah, we're getting again into the apex here, which is now sitting at around the 30th of October. So just waiting for that, and yeah, maybe that works very well with the Cardano 360. ADA BTC is still recovering, even though we are dropping a little bit, but overall, as after we have found the local here, the local bottom, the local low at that previous support level, pretty much a little bit lower. If I zoom out, you can see that here. Actually, that was another low here. That was the main low, after which we have moved up. And since then, we have made really higher lows. So we are on our way back to that higher support, now resistance, former support at 3,550. Haven't managed to get through there yet. But maybe in the next run to the upside, in that move here to the upside, we're giving it another go. And we'll then break through and could then attack the 20-day moving average. Looking here at the daily indicators on the ADA BTC chart, we can see that the RSI, since we found that low down there, the RSI has been going up. So we really were in the oversold range. I made you aware at the time, oversold range on the RSI and a buy signal on the MACD. This is now helping us to go up, even though it's going up slowly, but historically always, when we came to that trend line, as I said before, we found a reversal on ADA BTC and ADA started to outperform Bitcoin. So maybe, even though we dropped a little bit too low here, below that trend line, hopefully we can get above that trend line again and then Cardano will take off. Then one more thing I wanted to talk about on their Twitter input-output. They referred to one of their new blog posts, and this is what I found so interesting. Africa, obviously some news about Africa and what's going on there, and them talking about potentially, the future, what Cardano can do and so on. And he also touched on, and I just want to mention that, he also touched on these metaverses. Found that quite interesting that he started to, I don't know who wrote that article, input-output probably, so that they start to talk about games as well. You know, I've been talking about Blocktopia on this channel now, have talked about Vulcan Forged, and that is one of the industries which I think will outperform a lot of the other industries, even within blockchain and crypto. So metaverses or games, I think they have a bright future. They talked about potentially, you know, the artificial intelligence taking over jobs and everything. But then a lot of the jobs, and I didn't think about that before, but it's really very, very likely that a lot of people who maybe in the sort of real world might be out of job in 5 or 10 years because robots take them over. These people might actually get jobs within a metaverse. So I think we're really part here of something big. I think we are really part of a revolution where the world is really shifting. You know, things are moving into this world of Internet of Things, and robots will take over a lot of jobs, and artificial intelligence will, not only robots, not only physical robots, but AI in general. And we will slowly start to move into these metaverses. Can be a bit scary as well, but it, again, like everything that where change is involved, holds a lot of potential. So yeah, maybe keep that in mind. Certainly an interesting vision, and I think it will be reality. I mean, even today we're already talking about these metaverses like Blocktopia, Vulcan Forged, especially Vulcan Forged, where you can actually earn money within the game, within that virtual world. I mean, it's not really a game anymore. It's really a virtual world where you can have your own shop. You can earn passive income virtually in a metaverse by allowing other people to maybe put an ad on your shop or whatever. It is quite scary, but also very, very interesting. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. If you liked it, please smash the like button. And if you want to subscribe, please do so and become part of the memberships and part of the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.